Hello, football fans. We're going to talk to you about the NFL Draft 2025. In particular, edge rushers. The NFL Draft is April 24th, April 26th in Green Bay, Wisconsin this year. It'll take place Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It'll be covered by ESPN, NFL Network. We're going to talk to you about edge rushers. These guys could be defensive ends. A few of them can play defensive end every down in the NFL. Only a few of them, though, I think. And the other ones are basically you bring them in on passing downs to rush the passer. Some of them may turn into linebackers in the NFL also. But all these guys got to the quarterback in their college careers. And they have the skills, the technique to be able to get to the quarterback and get some sacks. So we're just going to we got like 21 guys, 22, and we're just going to run down them here for you. Let's see if I can do this with my glasses. So number one, we got Abdul Carter, everybody's number one out of Penn State. He had 12 sacks. He's 6'3", 260. He's Micah Parsons. Penn State keeps turning out linebackers like this, and He's basically about the same player as Micah Parsons. He's everybody's number one linebacker, outside linebacker in the draft. And we got him number one also. Number two, getting to the passer, we got James Pierce out of Tennessee, 6'5", 245. He had 7.5 sacks last season. Number three, we have Mike Green out of Marshall, the Thundering Herd. He's 6'3", 250. I believe he led the nation in sacks with 17. The problem with this guy is he's probably going to be a dark horse and probably go behind some of these other players because he didn't play against a top 20 offense last year. So in college, he didn't play against top 20 offense, didn't play against top 20 offensive tackles, offensive schemes, so I don't know, but he still has the size, he has the speed, he has the tools, he knows how to get to the quarterback. We have him 3. I don't think it's going to be a big thing. But anyway, number 4, we have an Ohio State player, the number 1 defense of the nation last year, national champions. Timolaya, small guy, Timel, I think, AU. He's 6'5", 270 and 12.5 sacks last year. Another big, fast Samoan guy. He could possibly be an every down player. Put about 10 pounds on him in the pros, and he could play every down maybe. Michael Williams out of Georgia. He's 6'5", 265. He had 5.5 sacks. Number 6, we have Nick Scorton. He played at Texas A&M last year. He's 6'4", 285. He had 5.5 sacks. He had 10 sacks at Purdue the year before that, I think. The year before that, or 2 years before that. So he has gotten to the quarterback more in the past, and this guy could be an every down player for you, defensive end. Then we got at number 7, we got Donovan Izuzubuk, whatever, out of Boston College. I'm sorry, I'm going to screw up his name, but he's like Eirucku or something. He's 6'2", 250. He had 16.5 sacks. He was right behind Mike Green of Marshall in the nation in sacks. And this guy could get to the quarterback. Number 8, we had Kyle Kennard out of South Carolina, 6'4", 250. He's got 11.5 sacks. Number 9, we have out of Ole Miss, Prinkley Umanala. He's 6'4", 265, 10.5 sacks. He's like UMAMNIELEN or something. Anyway, he had 10.5 sacks in the SEC. Any of these defensive players, Kennard and the SEC, getting that many sacks, they beat some pretty good offensive tackles. The SEC is pretty much the best college football conference. Number 10, we have Josiah Stewart out of Michigan. He had 8.5 sacks. He's 6'1", 250. He'd definitely be a linebacker at the next level. And then we have, we didn't really put this guy on our list, but he's out there on some people's lists as an edge guy. Jack Sawyer. He's out of Ohio State. I think he's going to be a linebacker. He's going to be an inside linebacker and a good one. He's 6'4", 260. But he did have 9 sacks, so we kind of put him in the same category. I don't think you can play him as an outside linebacker. And I think you got to play him inside or in the middle. And he can get to the quarterback, though. If you want to blitz him from that position, he can get to the quarterback. He had 9 sacks. Then we got Brandon Swinson out of LSU, 6'4", 250, had 8.5 sacks. And Antoine Powell Ryland out of Virginia Tech. I believe he only had 1 year at Virginia Tech. He had 16 sacks. He's 6'2", 250. So Virginia Tech, on their schedule, the way it laid out, they didn't play really any top 20 offenses either. So that's something you got with this guy too. So he beat all the offensive tackles he played, but he didn't play, Notre Dame and Ohio State and these top 20 teams. At number 14, we got David Walker out of Central Arkansas. He had 10.5 sacks. He's 6'1", 270. He could probably be a defensive end at the next level. Put a little weight on him. Number 16, we got Jalon Walker out of Georgia, 6'2", 245, 6.5 sacks. A lot of guys have him rated higher. He's kind of a tweener to me. He's 245. He's not big enough to play defensive end. He didn't really play the linebacker position a lot at Georgia, so I don't know. Anyway, I'd be hesitant in drafting him real high, but some people are real high on him. Then at number 17, we got the guy at UCLA, Oladapo, Oladejo, 6'3", 260. He had 4.5 sacks. He played in the Big Ten against pretty good competition. We got Sorrell, number 18, out of Texas, 6'4", 250. He got 5.5 sacks, even though he got those 2 big defensive tackles in there that got some sacks. Number 20, we have Xavier Carlton, another kind of dark horse pick guy, 6'6", 270 out of Cal, but he had 9 sacks. And they played in the ACC. A power conference, probably not as good as the SEC or the Big Ten, but still a pretty good quality conference. And then number 21, we got another dark horse guy out of Boise State. They put a lot of players in the pros, so we put this guy on our list. Ahmad Hassanein, Hassanein, 6'3", 270, 9.5 sacks. He could probably play defensive end for you. Put a little weight on him, he'll be right in there. And then if you want to just take a dark horse guy that does rush the passer pretty well, he didn't get any sacks, but he played in a real solid defense. And he had a defensive coordinator, Al Golden, that's now the Cincinnati Bengals defensive coordinator. R.J. Oben out of Notre Dame. If none of these guys are available, or if you want to take a shot, he's a good quality player. Just don't know how well he's going to do in the pros because he really didn't. He didn't get play a lot at Notre Dame. I believe he was injured. So that's our edge rushers for the NFL 2025 draft. The NFL 2025 draft will take place April 24th, 26th at Green Bay, Wisconsin. Those are what we call edge rushers, guys that will get to the rush the quarterback from their linebacker position or from their defensive end position. And we'll be back with some more videos, probably on running backs, wide receivers, You can see us, you can see this video on Sports Crapology on YouTube and all our other videos. And you can go to our website at sportscrapology.com, and you can see all our videos and some other sports information on there. Thank you for watching. This was Crow for sportscrapology.com.